Someone doesn't know when to quit. We just got word that an LMB sergeant by the name of Mosley gunned down a man in front of his family. I don't think that sort of thing should stand. Someone needs to make an example of Mosley before his friends start imitating him. You're selected to do the job.
Warning. You are now leaving the safe area.
You can take us.
Don't get cocky! Clear! Maintain heavy fire! Oh, come on! Search the area. I'm gonna go take a look.
I'll check it out for myself.
Got nowhere to run.
Mosley was exactly the sort of dangerous wild card we didn't need down here. Removing him from the equation makes it safer for everyone.
Only good JTF is dead.
I won't forget this.
Take us.
Agent, we've started pushing further into the dark zone. We're unlocking the gates that lead north towards Central Park. I need you to get up there and do a little recon. Let me know what you see and stay safe. It's not exactly friendly territory.
Transmissions jammed. Proximity coverage only. Backup activated. System rebooted. Warning. Entering dark zone. Attention. Exiting dark zone.
Hey, you know you need this.
You are now entering a safe area.
Agent, we're getting word of supply drops landing, but they're arriving in the dark zone. Something's going on, but I'm not quite sure what. One thing's for sure, you better get there before the wrong people get their hands on whatever it is, because I got a feeling it's not pasta and blankets. Get on it, Agent.
Warning. You are exiting the safe area.
This is Eva Acosta, Urban Spelunker, and I gotta get out of the city. It's like, I don't know, people are going crazy. I'm at Abel's, and there aren't any shoppers, just looters. The windows are all broken, and people are just taking what they want. They're laughing, they're screaming, they're fighting over shit. Where are the cops? Where's anybody in charge? I always thought I was some kind of anarchist. Flipping off the man, fighting the status quo. I camped out in Zuccotti Park for Occupy Wall Street. I protested the G7 summit, but this is just sad. There's a woman on the street and she's bleeding and she's crying and no one is helping her. And I can't either because if those looters see me, I don't know what they'll do to me.
Sorry, I got orders to put you down.
Contact! Tango inbound! Get that AO under control!
Calling all available division agents. LMB are holding civilians at the police precinct on East 55th and 3rd, requesting immediate assistance.
I want no part of those cleaners. They must have tossed the keys here somewhere. God damn it! Is anybody out there? Somebody help me! I've been locked in here for hours! They must have tossed the keys here somewhere.
Charles, listen to me. This is a breach of contract. You were hired to secure our assets as agreed upon, and you've left them vulnerable. We're talking billions in damages here.
They must have tossed the keys here somewhere. They must have tossed the keys here somewhere. They must have tossed the keys here somewhere. They must have tossed the keys here somewhere.
Nice work, Agent. Good to know we can depend on you.
Finally! I'll thank you so much. Terrifying. Now I need to get the hell out of here.
Looks like we have a complaint from a neighborhood resident who can't tell the JTF from the LMB. It's pretty clear who's actually roughing up his neighbors, but this is a show, don't tell situation. I swear, I have no idea how some of these people have survived this long.
civilians secure.
Just curious. So what was your previous
give us
line of
hope,
work?
you
You
know?
handled the Last Man Battalion like a pro.
I am troubled by the news. The DCD says the virus may be smallpox, but the live smallpox virus is kept in just 2 places in the world. DCD and Vector in Siberia, where I work. It is very, very hard to access if one does not have the proper security clearance. If this is true, the one behind this may have the connection to DCD or Vector. They may even be known to me. It is disturbing. Still, no answer from Dr. Amherst. I am concerned for his health. I want to go to his home to make sure he is safe, but I am not permitted to leave consulate. I am too vital to Russian interests. So they tell me. Пожалуйста.
This is gonna be over soon!
This is Eva Acosta, and I can't find a way out of this fucking city. I'm almost out of food, and I don't know what to do. There's a whole lot of desperate people camped out in the train yards, but I think a lot of them are sick. There's no way out through the Lincoln Tunnel. There's no way across any of the bridges. There's no way out anywhere. Getting in was easy. They're not watching for people trying to get in who'd be stupid enough to want in, but getting out? Oh, shit. I hope I'm not getting sick. I think I better head for the train yards. I don't know where else to go. At least there's safety in numbers there. If someone finds this recording, I'm hoping you can get a message to my parents in Teaneck, New Jersey. Isabel and Ramon Acosta. Tell them Eva loves them. Tell them
Area is clear. There's the JTF, my
I'm sorry.
Now, this city needs a hero. And I will give them that hero. I have always known that it was my destiny to someday be Manhattan's last defender of truth and of justice, and now is my time. It is time for me to don my mask and my cape and to go forth into the streets and to punish the wicked and to defend the innocent. It took the dollar flu, the so-called green poison to trigger my latent powers. But I became indestructible. I had become the living symbol of this city, and I have sworn to protect it. Rikers, the LMB, the strange men with the flamethrowers. I fought them all in the name of justice.
All units be advised. Reports of heavy LMB presence at the Murray building on East 49th and Park. Proceed with caution.
Don't want to mess with that JTF bullshit. Alright, come on. At least it's a dry cold.
Take your gun, man! Take your
Midtown is safer. Thanks to you.
Hello, Manhattan and points beyond. Rick Velasquez here with all the news in his lab.
Dispatch to division agents. LMB have been spotted with stolen medical supplies on East 49th and Madison. We need those meds.
Missing medical supplies detected.
Stupid JTF fucks.
Warning. Hostile forces approaching. Warning. Hostile forces approaching.
Una salvavidas.
Warning. Hostile forces approaching.
Clear. There's a flamethrowers. Freak me out. We're all clear.
These JTF civilians don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Thank you, Agent. These supplies won't go to waste.
Remember, you gotta rest sometime.
The last man battalion and you. Rebuilding Manhattan, one block at a time.
Patrol, this is dispatch. Sarah has identified Hollingbrooks Plaza as an early transmission vector for green poison. They're requesting a full scan of the area.
Warning. Readings indicate this area is contaminated. Alert. Contamination scan initiated. Leaving contaminated area. Alert. Contamination scan initiated. Readings indicate this area is safe. Warning. You are now leaving the safe area. Alert. Contamination scan initiated. Alert. Contamination scan initiated. Alert. Contamination scan initiated.
Thank you, Agent. This will help our scientists track the evolution of the outbreak.
Warning. You are now entering a contaminated area. Now leaving the contaminated area.
Dispatch to patrol. I'm getting reports of LMB on East 49th and 5th. Proceed with caution.
GTF reinforcements requested. Warning. Hostile forces approaching. Warning. Hostile forces approaching.
Taking unnecessary risks. The boss Riker is not going to be happy with you.
Hostile forces approaching.
Glad you're not shooting at us.
Good job. The LMB aren't exactly easy to stand up to.
Whoa, you did some serious work there.
You are now entering a safe area.
After things settle back down, you should come see me about a job. I could use someone as efficient and goal-oriented as you. What you just showed me was a hell of a resume.
So, here's something a friend of mine.
Agent, I need you to check in with Commander Hector at the Secure Quarantine Center in the 10th. Agent, I need you to check in with Commander Hector at the Secure Quarantine Center in the Tenderloin. We got 80 civilians in there, but one of them's missing. Looks like they were building an IED. I could use your eyes on the investigation.
Warning, now leaving the safe area.
Mom, Jake says he's going to eat Raymond. He says there's no food in the stores.
That's crazy talk.
And that they eat guinea pigs in Mexico all the time.
Honey, calm down. No one's eating Raymond. Now put Jake on the phone.
Hello?
Jake, be nice to your sister.
I said...
Captain Benitez. Shit, we found an IED. It's in a sub-basement, some tunnel. We think it's how she got out. Oh, shit. I think this thing's gonna...
Agent! Agent, are you okay? Agent! Get anyone you can out of the building!
I can't! Oh, Jesus! No, I can't!
Life signs detected.
Oh, God, we had 80 people in there. Holy Christ. Quarantine Center, you have Rikers incoming! I'm seeing a gang of Rikers well-armed, coming right at you! This is no goddamn coincidence. Watch your back out there.
Warning, additional hostiles incoming. Hostiles inbound on your position.
Rikers! Time to break out the new toy! Agent, we need to get a handle on what the hell's going on. See if you can find anything on any of those Rikers.
Analyzing smartphone data. GPS data identified.
Fucking smartphones. Even though you can't make calls, a lot of people still carry them around. Road's got a lot of cell towers back online. Maybe there's something useful here. Hey, Agent. I need you to check in with the new guy, Kakich, over at the terminal. He's got something big on his hands and he could use your help. Hey, Agent. I need you to check in with the new...
Oh, hey, Agent. What you are looking at is one of the Shade tactical terminals airdropped into the DZ before we pulled out. They were supposed to help coordinate ops, but well, that didn't work out so great. So they have just been sitting there, rusting. Until now. They're waking up, and they are loaded with operational data we need. The terminal will bring you up to speed on how to get them fully online.
Agent, let's get you up to speed on what you'll be dealing with out there. We need you to recover critical data from Shade Tech stations that got left behind in the Dark Zone before rogue agents can intercept it. You'll have to capture all 3 stations at each objective to start uploading data. You can enable turret and pulse fortifications at certain objectives to help defend them. Activating them requires Shade Tech that you can recover from enemies and find in crates in the Dark Zone. Oh, and another thing. Be aware of the 2 tactical boosts you can use to enhance your squad's performance. Points for kills and point multiplier. You can activate these with Shade Tech as well. Remember that you're part of a squad, and everybody has a role. Collecting Shade Tech to power up tactical boosts or fortifications can be just as important as securing objectives. Teamwork is the key to winning this fight. I need the whole file before I can decrypt it, so make sure we get to 100% before the enemy does. Good hunting.
You ever think about what's gonna happen when all this is over? I let myself... Rick the last.
Just to our look, man.
If something I said got you so pissed off that you got up on your hind legs and fought a little harder to survive because you were so damn mad, if any of that rings a bell,
come take a look.
Something you gotta do. And what it is...
Agent, good. Report to the Tactical Operations Center.
Agent, so this is the TOC, the Tactical Operations Center. I figured we could use a spot away from all the civs we got upstairs to plan and stage operations. Every intel feed we got, I patched into the system down here and put together the bandwidth to analyze the raw data. If there's any tactical intel to squeeze from this shit, I'll find it. Speaking of which, bring that smartphone over to the ops panel. This is the operations panel. Nice and shiny. Helps plan our next priorities. That smartphone you picked up off of that Riker, there's a GPS fragment on here. So now we know where they came from. And it's no surprise that vermin like the sewers.
Agent, before we pulled out of the Dark Zone, the Brass airdropped in some Shade Tech stations to coordinate local ops. Thing is, those tactical sites are still in there, sitting on all sorts of intel. We want it back, and so does every rogue agent in the city. We need you to get a team together and download whatever you can from those stations before someone else does.
What's new? On second thought, never mind. This is a dark mark against you.
Readings indicate an echo nearby.
Here I am, Aaron Keener, the First Wave's prodigal son. Normally I do this face-to-face, but I'm not 100% sure which way you'll jump. You act one way when Ms. Lau is watching, and another way entirely when you're off the leash. That's an interesting contradiction. You see, I think that deep down, you get it. You know, the old rules, laws, governments, those things died on Black Friday. But the feral PMCs, the convicts, the ones smart enough and good enough to take what they need, they'll survive. Me? I'm gonna prosper. Oh, you could too, but you took an oath, right? You got a duty. Those are both ways of saying that your conscience is fucking you. You ask yourself, who has earned a right to tell you what to do? Do you know how many agents died to hold the Dark Zone just for the brass to give up and put a wall around it? You don't believe me? You should check the place out for yourself. But the people you're working for, they're irrelevant now. Amherst changed how the game is played, and I have got the vision to win. I got Chernenko, I got a DNA printer, and a very interesting recipe book. I'm gonna write my own rules. You should think about getting in on this thing. I'll be seeing you.
Agent, the information you found in that lab was the crown jewel. I think we can break this thing now.
But we've got some more information. A voice from the grave. Listen to what Amherst has to say.
What you're looking at is the smallpox virus, one of the deadliest pathogens on the planet. For centuries, it did a wonderful job of helping keep the human population in check. But times change, and sometimes Mother Nature needs a hand in improving her creations. Like, say, speeding them up a little bit, making them contagious when they should be quietly incubating in a host, or making them more lethal. I didn't come up with the approach on my own. My friend Vitaly is one of the pioneers in the field, and the idea has been around for years. Genome as data. You see, once we digitized DNA, we made it infinitely mutable. We could do 1,000 virtual variations in the time it used to take to grow a one lab-grade generation of pathogens. And we could pick the best, most lethal combinations and make them real. That's how you make a killer virus, you see. Mix in genetic code from other diseases, and you move the sliders all the way up on lethality and virulence. The goal was a 90% mortality rate. I'm not sure my green poison is going to quite hit that, but honestly, that's just details. As long as most of humanity goes, the Earth stands a fighting chance. Technically, technology is what's killing the planet. But that's not really the case. It's the greed that drives the technology. But a funny thing happened on the way to $100 genome maps and 3D printed plastic toys. Someone figured out those technologies could be repurposed, modified for the greater good. Me. Now, my virus is going to do what nature's always done. Decide who lives and who dies. And if nature decides I die, then I die. If nothing else, I'll have a lot of company. Natural selection at its finest, helped along by a little unnatural genetic manipulation. It's all data, really. Life's just a method of processing it. The same way I processed the smallpox genome on my laptop. And who's to say that wasn't the plan all along? If, by some miracle, you survive green poison, then nature's decided you deserve to live. The rest of us shouldn't and won't. Godspeed. I'll see you in hell.
Samples of the original green poison pathogen
The ones we recovered off the currency used as a primary transmission vector let us take a closer look at the virus's basic genome. What I found was clear evidence the bug had been manufactured. There's genetic material there from a half-dozen other pathogens, bolted onto smallpox to make a more efficient killing machine.
I can't wait.
Hey, come take a look.
Agent, you're needed at Camp Clinton.
Che gentile.
Feel like hitting something.
Really appreciate what you're doing.
Readings indicate this area is safe.
Agent, I need you to take care of her.
Hey there. I'm glad you made it. Welcome to Camp Clinton. It's our toehold over here on the west side piers. We've been moving into the area in hopes of bringing it under control. Unfortunately, we're not the only ones here. That isn't surprising. What is surprising is that we've gotten evidence of them working together. That's why we need you here. To confirm they are cooperating, find out why, and once you do that, to shut them down. Good luck. Hopefully you won't need it.
Hey, gotta see it to believe it.
Somebody needed to stop those cleaners.
First things first. I need you and your people knocking on doors and if necessary, and then looking for